Which of the following organisms is not a protozoan? The correct answer here is Ascaris. Ascaris lumbricoides, that's the roundworms, is not a protozoan. Protozoans are unicellular eukaryotes. They are unicellular organisms, like you have in A here, amoeba, Plasmodium, Paramecium, all these ones are unicellular and they are eukaryotic. B is multicellular. It is not a protozoan. Ascaris is the correct option here. The structure of the cell membrane is, the correct answer here is C, middle bilayer of lipids with a protein layer on either surface. When you look at the cell membrane, the membrane of cells, you will see it is made up of double layer of lipids. This is one layer, this is another layer. So a bilayer of lipids, mostly phospholipids. And then you have proteins on the surface of these lipids. You can have on the outside or on the inner surface of the lipids. So the correct answer here is C, is a lipid bilayer, a double layer of lipids, mostly phospholipids. So the correct answer here is C. Which of the following cell is a specialized cell? The correct option here is C, guard cells. Guard cells are specialized cells. Cells that have a unique shape and can perform a particular function in a multicellular organism. We call them specialized cells. Remember, when you look at the leaf, you see tiny holes called the stomata. It is these gas cells that close and open the stomata. You can see the hole, the tiny holes, they are called stomata. So these are gas cells. They open and close the stomata. That's their function. So it's a specialized cell. All these ones are not. Amoeba is an organism, a unicellular organism. Plasmodium also a unicellular organism. Meristematic cells are found in plants and they are not specialized. They are not specialized. They can divide continuously and then they can form specialized cells, but on their own they are not specialized. That's meristematic cells. So among these options, the correct one here is C. Guard cells are specialized cells. The following have structure for movement except the correct option here is B, spirogyra. The rest have organelles for movement. Amoeba has pseudopodia, Volvos has cilia, Paramecium. You also see cilia in Paramecium. But there is no organelle for movement in spirogyra. So the correct option here is B. Which of the following statement about protoplasm of a cell is not correct? The correct option here is C. C says is the liquid part of the nucleus. No. The protoplasm is made up of the nucleus and the cytoplasm together with the organelles in the cytoplasm. That is what we call the protoplasm. It's made up of the nucleus and the cytoplasm together with the organelles in the cytoplasm. So it says which of the statement is not correct. So C is the correct option here. When a spirogyral filament is placed in a concentrated salt solution for 30 minutes, the cell will become, the correct option here is A, plasmolyzed. When a cell starts losing water, it loses that firmness. And for plant cells, you will see the cytoplasm will shrink away from the cell wall. We call that plasmolysis. Of course, you know, spirogyra is a plant belonging to the group algae. So you see the cytoplasm will shrink away from the cell wall when the cell starts losing water. It's called plasmolysis. So the cell becomes plasmolyzed. The correct option here is A. If water goes into a cell, it becomes firm, becomes turgid. If you have a cell wall, like in plant cells, the cell will not burst. It just be firm. We call that turgidity. If you start losing water and it's no longer firm, that's flaccidity, becomes flaccid. It loses that firmness. But when it gets to the extent of the cytoplasm shrinking away from the cell wall, we call that plasmolysis. So the correct option here is A. The diagram below is an illustration of a crocodile. Use it to answer questions 7 and 8. Which of the label parts enable the animal to stay underwater most of the time? The correct option here is B. The nostrils are the tip of the nose. The eyes are the top of the head. The transparent eyelid. This helps the crocodile to stay underwater. Of course, it is taking atmospheric oxygen through the nostrils. So the nostrils being at the tip of the nose and above water helps it to keep taking in atmospheric oxygen. Of course, the eyes are at the top of the head, so it can continue to see why the head is submerged inside water, and then the transparent eyelid helps to keep water away from the eyeball, so you can still see while inside water. So the correct option here is B. Two characteristic features of the class to which the crocodile belongs are labeled. The correct option here is B. Scaly skin is a feature of reptiles. And of course, homodont, this is homodont, not homodont, homodont dentition. Reptiles, just like amphibians and fish, they have homodont dentition. That's a type of dentition in which there is only one type of teeth. All the teeth are of the same type. Not like what you have in mammals, where you have incisors, molars, premolars, canines. No. In homodont dentition, it's just the same type of teeth. So you see that in reptiles, in amphibian, in fish. So both homodont dentition and homodont teeth and scaly skin can be used as a characteristic of reptiles. So the correct option here is B. Water and salt are both lost from the human body in D. Sweat and urine. Sweat and urine. Of course, as urine is produced from the kidneys, excess salts are removed together with water. And in sweat as well, as we sweat, it is not only water that is lost, salt also is excreted through the skin, and then of course small amount of urea. So we lose salt through the skin when we sweat, and we also lose it through urination. So the correct option there is D. Which of the following could be used to determine the growth of a seedling? A young plant, that's a seedling, where you have the cotyledon, the plumo, the radicle. The radicle is the young root. To measure it, you can measure the length of the radicle. We are talking about a young plant here, a seedling. So the correct option here is D. So you can't be talking about number of flowers, number of leaves, length of flowers, because you are talking about a young plant, a seedling. So D is the correct answer here. Please remember to click the subscription button on this channel to get more videos. Thank you.